Have you ever noticed that we try to talk ourselves out of feeling some kind of way, whether it's sadness when we feel like we should be done grieving, or it's feeling overloaded when we feel like that just sounds like complaining? There's a lot of talk about the way in which other people try to police our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our words, etc. But there isn't a lot of talk about the way in which we actually do that to ourselves. And I think that could be even more detrimental. I'll give you a quick example. My home life has felt a little bit overwhelming over the past 6 months. There have been some big changes, some young adult kids moving home. It's just been a lot. And while I'm happy that we're here to provide the space and the support that these kids need, I'm not going to lie, it is a heavy lift some days. There are times when I feel completely overwhelmed, very stressed. It affects my work. Now, I immediately have a visceral reaction as I say all of that to you that I should take it all back, that I should recognize that I have a lot of privilege. I have a roof over my head. There is money in my bank account. My fridge is full, and so is my pantry, and I have very little to complain about. On a big scale, my life is very good. But does that mean that I have to invalidate how I'm feeling in any given moment? Is it okay for me to simply feel overwhelmed for a little while and take a moment to acknowledge that I just feel overwhelmed? I think that it is. In fact, I think it's important that I acknowledge that feeling, because when I try to pretend it doesn't exist, when I try to just mash it down, bottle it up, not talk about it for fear of someone else thinking I'm just being a whiner, it does a lot more harm than good. But I'm curious to know what your experience of this is. Do you silence that inner voice? Do you police your own thoughts and feelings and tell yourself what you should and should not be feeling or thinking? Or is this something that you haven't ever really given much thought to? Because frankly, I don't know that consciously we do think about it very much, and that's okay too. I'd love to know your thoughts about it. What do you see? What do you experience yourself? And what do you think of this idea that we are all entitled to a little overwhelm or whatever kind of feeling we're feeling at any given moment, and that maybe it's doing more harm than good to pretend that everything is fine all the time? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Have a great week.